Oh, welcome. We trying something a little different this day. We're gonna actually just come in straight with the music. This is for Bad Boys Podcast. I'm your host, Favorite Big. Got Big Straw. If Big Straw is on the show, we know we talk about Pittsburgh Steelers. I know that, but we talk about Steelers. And we got And we got Michael Atwater saying Fabian is the best counselor in the world. I don't know who told you those lies, but okay, sure, we'll take that. What to do?
We'll take it. Take it. Get your rollers while you're here, Fave. Get your rollers while you're here.
What's up, guys?
What's up, man?
What's going on with
you? Same thing, different day, man.
Yeah, watching these Olympics, man. Gabby Douglas did her thug thizzle last month. That came around that curve, and it was bye-bye, y'all. I will holler. That's the way they did it last night. Gabby Thomas, shouts out to Gabby Thomas.
I'm watching men's table tennis and judo.
Oh, okay. I got the 400-meter hurdle semifinals is on for me.
When I watch the Olympics, I try my best to watch at least 5-10 minutes of each event. I try. Now I'm gonna watch definitely basketball and track and field. But man, I don't watch equestrian, I don't watch water polo, soccer, I don't watch karate, badminton.
I just finished watching the high dive.
Man, I don't watch it all, man. I'm telling you, I don't watch them all. Swimming, 50-meter backstroke, breaststroke.
Did you see what they changed the name to synchronized swimming to, Cuzzo? It's called artistic swimming now.
I ain't been able to find that yet. Maybe that's why. I ain't seen all no water. Maybe that's what it is. So I gotta watch synchronized swimming. Hey, when the athletes finish their sport, they get to go into the house or they gotta wait till the closing ceremony?
It depends.
It depends how they feel.
Okay.
Shoot. But let's get to these sponsors right quick before we get started, y'all.
Let me go on live and get on here and tell people we live. Go ahead, Faye, while I check out.
So, of course, we're brought to you by Ryan's company, Crazy Straws. If you crazy as hell and got some straws, get your crazy straw.
Hey, y'all, it's football season, tailgate time. Get you some crazy straw. Get your crazy straw to go in that drink. Get your crazy straw.
Jeffrey, man, you got some gray in your beard or gray in your hair. Ryan said, I don't want it. My beard is immaculate. My goatee is camera ready every time I come on the show. Jeffrey, man, $4, Dollar General. That's Waving Room. Michael Atwater has the most immaculate waves on his head. You say he's bald. I know he still has waves. $3.99. Dax Waving Room in the red jar at General Dollar. Arizona Tea, who is still keeping these folks in business?
Arnold Palmer does the sweet tea and lemonade, so I'm sure he's the one to get the bucks behind it.
Yeah, rest in peace, Arnold Palmer. Rest in peace. That's still saying your stuff. Follow us on Facebook, YouTube. You know what to do. BuyNightShirt.com. You went to HBCU, you pledged a Black Greek organization. Get your stuff. Dang Podcast, chopping it up, hear them out. And of course, our favorite sponsors: Henny & Coke, Crown Royal XO, Ginger Ale. The what?
The dark liquors.
The dark liquors. Dark people. We are dark people. All right. We got a whole lot of stuff to talk about, but I want to start with the Brandon Aiyuk. There is a trade right now that's done in principle, but not made official. Because Yes, Bet. We're gonna talk about your Steelers, so go ahead, stick around. Put some comments in there. If you want, you got the link to the show. You still in the chat? Go ahead and get in there if you want to get on the show.
What up, Vet? What up, Vet? Represent.
Don't incite that. Don't incite him getting on the show. So talk about Pittsburgh still. Vet, stay where you at, man. Worry about your little football team down there at Central Georgia.
Hey,
Central
you
Georgia
welcome,
Tech.
baby.
Don't get on the show, Vet.
You welcome. Come on, Vet.
I know you got to do something with your linebackers, curfew or something.
Send the link, Faith.
All right. So on the real though, we don't know what the details of the trade are as of yet because I think IU's trying to leverage a deal because he's on his 5th year. I'm gonna start with Ryan, then I'm gonna go to Mike, and I'm gonna get my thoughts. Hopefully, Shot will come on in just a moment. I know I'm supposed to do an opening thought, but I want to jump straight to the trade. What does this mean for the Steelers, Straw? And Mike, what does this mean for the 49ers?
I believe that for the Steelers, man, this just makes us stronger in that receiving core. You had, like we talked last week, Roman Wilson was having a good camp. Looks like he was going to fight for that number 2 spot. But now, if you're talking Brandon Ayuk, you're talking about a solid number 2. Solid number 2. The receiving core is just better. And whoever is the starting quarterback, they got somebody to throw the ball to. So, I mean, as long as they can stay upright, the receiving core, the team has just gotten better. Offensively, they've gotten better. We know what the Steelers have defensively, but offensively, I think they've gotten better. That's the Steelers.
All right. Mike, what's the ramifications for the 49ers?
It's kind of like you having a garage full of 8 luxurious cars, and you just got rid of one of them. You still got 7 luxurious cars in the garage, meaning you still ready and loaded. 49 is still arguably the best team in the NFC. You got Debo. You got Christian McCaffrey, who's probably the best running back. George Kittle's a top 3 tight end. Brock Purdy is putting himself as being a top 10 quarterback. You got Trent Williams, arguably the best offensive tackle in football. One of the best offensive tackles in football. Somebody's just going to step in a role, and they just going to keep rolling. I think, outside of the deal, somebody in camp, one of them rookies or somebody, has stepped up and made this a trade for AU or whatever. So they just going to keep rolling. Think about it. Like I said with the analogy, you got 8 cars in that garage and you get rid of one. Are you really hurting? Or does it depend on which one of the cars you get rid of? So that's my take.
Like it's the car you get rid of because think about it. IU was on All Pro second team. 60% of Purdy's passes to Ayuk on 3rd down went for a 1st down. Oh, data. That's basically Purdy's security blanket. You would think it'd be Kittle. You would think it may be McCaffrey, but when it's in the crunch, Ayuk was the guy for him. And you lose Ayuk, that's speed right there.
That's a lot of speed. He was. I think the thing that kind of disappointed him. Well, he was going. I think this is the last year of his deal coming up.
Yeah, they could have franchised it 2 years in a row and called it a day.
If they don't franchise him 2 years in a row, I have a sour taste in my mouth and try to go somewhere else too. I would try to go somewhere else too, especially as productive as he was last year. From everything that I'm hearing out of Steelers camp, though, if it is going to be a deal, the Steelers don't have to give up a receiver. So I'm thinking the person that's probably going to give up, along with other considerations, is probably going to be Van Jefferson. Going back to the West Coast. That's the only person I can think of that they will actually probably want to part with because they don't have, like I said, no matter who they give up, they still getting stronger by the addition. So I mean, you're not giving up Pickens. I don't know if you're gonna give up the new guy since you're not paying him that much money, and you ain't got too much after that. So I think you got the kid from Memphis. I forget the kid's name, but he's pretty much he'll take the top off the defense, run the little gadget plays. But yeah, that's about what you got.
Ricky Pearsall and you got Jennings. I think the one that threw the touchdown pass in the Super Bowl, which to go along with Debo. But if I'm the 49ers, I'm asking for Deontay Johnson.
Deontay Johnson don't play for the Steelers anymore. He plays for Carolina. He got traded.
That's okay. Okay, I forgot about that. Okay.
Yeah, you good. You good. Because I mean, if that was the case, they wouldn't be in the. I don't think they'd be in the market like they are.
Yeah, cause they let him go. They're not get rid of Pickens. There's no way they let go of Pickens. There's no way. But I think the 49ers are going to have a harder time than a lot of people realize. Shanahan's a great play caller, but you can't play call speed. You can't play call speed. You just can't. But, once the details come out, we'll see how that affects. I think where does this place right now with this trade that's looming right now? If I'm you, would you want Russell or you want Justin to be your starting quarterback, Mike?
Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson he's a veteran. He's had more accomplishments in the NFL. I'm going Russell Wilson. Let's make it be clear. Last year, Russell Wilson and the Broncos, if I'm not mistaken, he threw like 25 touchdowns with like 8 or 9 picks. Just to quote, the coach just didn't like him in Denver. So I'm going with Russell Wilson.
Could it be because he's black?
Probably will.
Yeah, man, Mountain High. Mountain High. I won't say the same. He the veteran. And right now, the Steelers do have him projected as number 1 until he gets unseated. So even amid the little injury bug that he's fighting through in training camp, he's still slated as QB1 in the Steelers camp.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. And last question before we move on to the Olympics: does this move generate any momentum for the Steelers to win the division, Mike?
No. It makes the division. It's already probably the best division in football. But this move don't automatically make them better than Baltimore, or make them better than Cincinnati, or just automatically puts them over Cleveland. So it makes the division maybe tighter. But Pittsburgh still, with this trade, is still probably 4th, 5th, or 6th best team in the AFC. They're not better than Houston. They're not better than Kansas City. We can argue with Buffalo and Miami and all them. So they're not better than Baltimore. So that's 3-4 teams I just named in.
Well, I'm with you. But I just feel like this. You win the games you're supposed to win. You split the ones that are in your division, and as long as you got a puncher's chance, then you can still be in there. And if everybody can stay, if the main keys and cogs can stay healthy, then I think they got a shot. To win the division outright? No, I don't see it. It's too competitive, just too tight. But as far as going to the playoffs, I can see them making it into the playoffs. Definitely that.
Oh yes.
Pittsburgh was 5-1 against their division. With that being said, hell no. Okay.
You can go now.
They're 5-1 against everybody in it. So I think they made the playoffs, but it depends on Joe Burrow. I think Higgins was on a franchise tag this year, right?
I think so.
On a franchise, they were trying to get they were shopping him for a quick minute, but I think he took the tag.
Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see what they're gonna do. Now let's go ahead and go to the Olympics, guys. I lost my train of thought. The men's team's playing Serbia for the 3rd time within a month, and for in the semifinal. Canada lost to France after Canada talked big jump. Jamal Murray was compared to Robin. He only shows up when it's the Joker. I saw a meme. I died. He only shows up when the Joker's there. I'm like, that's tough. They're
That's pretty good, though.
They're cold-blooded. They're cold-blooded. Dylan Brooks, the biggest LeBron hitter and anybody over the age of 35. Mike, how many points he had? Guess how many points he had?
0. I don't think he's cold.
He had 2 points, 1 for 9 from the field. Missed all his threes. So we look at France, Germany, Serbia, and the U.S. Is there any way the U.S. messed this up?
They got a potential of messing it up if they get in the final. I don't see Serbia beating them, but I could see France and Germany contending with them. I just realized that Germany squad, it's got Schroeder and the Wagner brothers. So they got some definite pros on that team too. But with France, with Nicholas Batum, Wembanyama, Gobert, and all them, they got a shot.
What about you, Strong?
As a friend of mine used to say, one thing's for sure, nothing's for sure. These, when you think about, let's go back to when we was kids, when the Dream Team 92 played, there was a small number, maybe 10 players that were in the NBA worldwide. Now it's like 100, close to 100 that are on international teams. So they play in a different level of competition and it's risen each year. So I think they can mess it up. They could have a bad game at the wrong time. They could possibly, and it won't be them. It's just the other team have to play way above themselves. But yeah, it is possible.
I think the U.S. when they played South Sudan and Germany, I think that was an appropriate level of fear they had, an appropriate level. I think a lot of people are bashing Steve Kerr for his lineups. Steve Kerr said we got to win 6 games. This is not about 40. It's not a 48-minute game. These are one-offs. We're going in with matchups in mind only. I don't give a damn about your ego. Think about it. Halliburton played for the first time against Puerto Rico they played?
No, he played in the second game.
Well, he's played in maybe 2 games.
I mean, they're talking about the lineup, KD coming off the bench, Tatum not getting any minutes in certain games, and then he come back and start the next game. But I agree with Steve Kerr. This is not a sprint to take from track and field. This is not a sprint. This is a marathon. You got, whatever works. Put out there your best lineup against their best lineup, just like you would in any other basketball game. Match up and play ball. Then whatever you have coming off the bench, you have to do that again. With their players, they match up off the bench. Our players match up off the bench. Let's just get the goal and go home. Sometimes it don't matter how you do it. It's just how the journey getting there is just as fun as the final result. Let's get the goal and go home. It don't matter how you get there. Just get the goal and go home. Stop being critical. I hate when they be critical. They don't. A lot of people that are critical really don't understand what's going on. They think it's supposed to be more like an NBA style game. That's not what this is. It's an international play.
That's what killed them in 2004 because they felt like we could roll out anybody out there and just win. And you had Larry Brown as the coach. For one, I wouldn't have trusted Larry Brown with that team because it's a young team. Larry Brown does not like playing young guys. This is why a lot of people. I know we're veering off the limits, but just stay with me. My Chad Ocho single voice. Stay with me now. Even if Detroit would have drafted Carmelo Anthony over Darko Milicic, Carmelo probably wasn't playing much.
It makes sense. He don't play young guys.
Even if they got
he he didn't play Darko. So I mean, he didn't play Darko.
No. Now his second year, he probably would have played. Maybe a second year, unless somebody got hurt and he had no choice but to play on Melo. So that 04 Olympic team was, you had young talent, but that talent was not ready to win yet. And half the Spurs team is international, so there's no way. You could have got Kobe on that team if you wanted to. You could have got that's with that. Kobe was, let's see, that's after Colorado, so you could have had Kobe. That's after Colorado. Kobe could have been eligible. Shaq, you could have had Shaq and Kobe on that team though, with that dynamic. But this could have brought Vince back for another year. Could have brought Vince back, KG. There's some other folks you could have brought on that team. Could have brought a team that won it in 2000 back.
Yeah.
You could have ran that back, which brings me back to the Olympics in Germany. I think Germany is going to be the biggest obstacle for the American team because they actually run a true program. Like Maxi Kleber. Maxi Kleber plays for the Mavericks. He wanted to play on the team, and Schroeder told him, "You haven't been part of this for the last couple of years. You're not going to play. You're not going to be on the team." This is a player saying that. This is a program. You got to be dedicated for dedicate yourself 2-3 years so we can build that chemistry, which is why a lot of these countries are coming for America, like South Sudan. I know that was just the friendly. Think about it. This just got independence 13 years ago. Reportedly no inside courts. Imagine practicing outside in some dirt. I don't know the way they were moving in South Sudan. They played on somebody court. Report, like you say, reportedly. That's a reported lie. I saw that game. Them cats was going straight at the United States, dead in their chest, shooting the ball. You can't tell me that they shooting on some milk crates. You can't tell me that they out there on the dirt. You can't tell me that the way that game went. And you have an NBA experienced coach coaching them, Royal Ivy. So
and let me say something real quick too, man. I had to step away. My wife just came in. Let me say something real quick about these lineups. I done coach, and I know it's a small thing to a giant. I done coached AAU ball where I've had the best players out of each high school in the area play. And it's tough to get everybody to buy in. We making the fuss, or not necessarily us, but people making the fuss about these dudes, tripping about playing time. When you look at their face on the sideline, ain't nothing to do with tripping. Tyrese Halliburton is the first one off the bench when something go good. These dudes ain't tripping. You know why they ain't tripping? Because they know they're trying to get back their NBA team healthy. The people that really getting the playing time, and ain't nobody tripping about, is LeBron, Curry, Durant, them dudes like that. So it's tough to play 12 guys. A lot of, like he said about lineups and matchup, trust me, bro, it's tough. It is real tough. But you ain't dealing with the difference from what I've dealt with to what these dudes are. These dudes millionaires. They ain't tripping. They saving their body that ain't really getting playing time here and there. So this is Team USA to lose. But I will say this before we move on. After this Olympics, you're probably going to lose LeBron, Curry, and Durant for sure. I can't say we got this in the bag in 2028. I'm not going to say that. Because when you think about a team that will be coming up, if you don't have Durant, LeBron, and KD, Durant, LeBron, and Steph, I don't know what a Team USA going to look like with the bigs, with the stars. Definitely the stars are going to be Anthony Edwards and Jason Tatum. They're the next group. But I don't know, man. I don't know how overwhelming we're going to be in 2028. There's not going to be no cupcake like it would this year.
And size is going to kill them. Think about the size that's in the world. You got Wemby and you got Gobert, who, by the way, he played only 3 minutes against Canada. Matter of fact, I don't think he was in the starting lineup. And Draymond said something on his podcast like, this is just crazy. You got this guy doing all these awards, and he got 3 minutes. That might have been some shade, but either way, even though he did try to choke him. But you got Giannis in Greece, Joker. You got the Germans who have 2 7-footers. Who are you gonna bring from America to match up with that size? Mobley, Jared Allen, Nick Claxton, Embiid.
What about Karl Anthony Towns?
He's like a turnstile.
Oh, wait a minute. I just thought about it. Karl Anthony Towns ain't really considered himself playing for America. I think he's
Canadian.
Bahamas or something.
I thought he was Canadian, but
he ain't considered himself no American.
There are no true bigs, really. If you want to go there, because the foreign born players, they're bigs. They play outside in for the most part. But
yeah,
that could be a concern going forward with the Olympics. The size. You got guards, you got wings. I would if I'm USA basketball. As much as I know they're gonna look at Jalen Brunson, as much as he's a great leader, he's too small.
He's just a guard.
He's just too small to guard. You need size, and he does not guard at all. The only thing he guarded in his checkbook. That's the only thing he's guarding right now. His checkbook. Guarding his checkbook. But maybe Mikal Bridges might be an option. Another 2-way guy. You go look at I really don't see no size really.
I don't see anybody else. I mean, that's probably who you're gonna have. It's gonna be interesting to see that in 4 years. And I think this next one, and it's the one in the United States, the next Olympics.
LA is in LA.
Yeah.
What's the school council conference at? I think that's the other side of the country. Man, I'm glad school council conference. I'm glad it's in LA next year. It ain't gonna be in 2028. LA gonna be through. Let's get to the chat right quick. Corey Green, friend of the show. USA doesn't have to be overwhelming as long as the stars show up and play. Whoever coaches them develop a lineup that can win. As I remember, there will never ever be, and there will be. Never okay. There won't be another dream team. They blew teams out, but average 28 points a game. This team had 2 close games and pool play, so USA will be all right. Actually, they won by average of 15 points every game. Corey, dream team. Remember, basketball was not that big in the world, so that's why that original dream team was able to blow everybody out. They were taking pictures with them, dog, before the game.
That was they won.
Let me add a question onto this right here. I listened to First Take on the way home. I listened to that. You know, Stephen A is not there, so I actually get to hear other people's thoughts. Brian Windhorst said, "Do not dismiss this dream team as being one of the best teams put together. They have 10 players averaging 7 points a game versus the dream team in '92 had 10 players averaging 8 points a game. Yeah, that margin of victory was gigantic, but look at the competition in '92 versus now, where the world is starting to catch up with America. Which we can look at. Yeah, a couple players out of their prime. You have Jordan. You had Jordan, and you looking at really Jordan and Barkley were in their prime. You have
Jordan and Barkley won in their prime.
Remember, prime. They got drafted in '84, so that means they were 20. So that's 8 years.
That's 12 years.
That'd have been 84. Jordan was 20 when he got drafted. So 8 years after that.
8 years. 8 years. My bad.
That's 28. That's
the '90s right there, bro. That's the prime of his career. He won 6 championships.
That's what I'm saying. That was the prime, 28 to 34. That was the prime year, athletes' prime years, where you're at your peak of your powers. Karl Malone, maybe him and Stockton, they were a little bit older. Patrick Ewing, that's
Magic and Bird. They would been in the league 12, 13 years at that point.
Yeah, they were over the hill. They were over the hill. The Penrith was over the hill.
Clyde Drexler, he already looked like he had grandkids.
He always looked like that. He always looked like that.
He look like your drunk uncle at the barbecue.
What's up, nephew? What's up, nephew?
That you nephew? That you nephew?
Go get me a bar.
Watch out on
Let me borrow
Watch out there now.
Let me borrow $8. Let me get $8. Give me a little snoop. Give me a little snoop or something. The hell is a snoop?
So if you had to look at right now, the better Olympic team put together. Of course, we're gonna go nostalgic and say USA basketball.
How you doing?
My bad. I'm looking for a charge. Which team would you take? The 92 team or the present team, Mike?
Oh man. I think I like this team. I think you got more shooters. You definitely got more scorers. And I'm respecting this team a little bit more because they are playing in the Olympics with over 60 NBA players versus back then it was only 9 NBA players. So I'm rocking with this squad. And let me just say this while I'm talking about it. We as 40-year-old men, 45, 50-year-old men, we've got to stop putting down this generation. This generation. They couldn't have played with us. They could have played with us. Man, please. This generation probably is more talented than our generation in every sport. We're not going to admit it because that's not our generation. But when you look at the dudes that are playing, there's not a dude in our era that could stand up to LeBron James playing till he's 40. Can y'all remember a dude that played to this dude's level at age 40 in the NBA? Or we look at the size of the quarterback like a Cam Newton that came in the league. Like, we got to stop. And it's our generation. It's our 40 and up generation that puts down this newer generation. We put down LeBron. We put down Steph for shooting a 3. We put this generation down. Bruh, let's just sit back and enjoy it. They got some hoopers. They got some football players. They got some dude who can hit the baseball. So please, any dude that's our age, stop bashing this generation. Because at the end of the day, this generation is probably better in sports. I just had to say that. My bad.
Yeah, Jamal Jenkins, you hear that? Go ahead, Straw.
Man, I would have to take this team too, just based on that argument right there. I go back to when the 92 team played the college all-stars with Chris Webber and Hurley and got ran up out the gym. You got to remember that these cats in 92, they were the bar. They were the bar. So everybody else want to I want to be like Mike. I want to be like Jordan. I want to be like Bird. I want to be like Magic. They were the bar. That's what these cats aspire to be. So they surpassed them. And that's what it was, and that's why you have the NBA you have today. They're way more athletic. They can shoot the ball better. They built different. The ways of the world have changed in these years, so they train different. They rest different. So yeah, that's almost like having like when Rocky fought Drago. Rocky outside with the old school way, and Drago in the gym trying to punch the computers and stuff. So I mean, I'm just saying that's the difference in the game.
You're right about that. And let me ask you this, Straw, while I still got you on camera.
Tonight. Yeah, I saw it.
The players that are out of their prime, would you take these players or the players from 92 out of their prime?
I have to take these players. Like I said, they just train different. They're just better athletes. When Jordan and them was coming up, the only person that we had ever heard of coming out of high school was Moses Malone. And everybody was content on going 2-3 years of college. Excuse me. 2-3 years of college, and then going to the league and being the best they could be. But then LeBron changed a lot of things. Kobe changed a lot of things. Garnett changed a lot of things where you could train different. You could just focus on basketball, and you could be somewhat better than Jordan. You could have the same career or same trajectory as these guys. So yeah, LeBron's the all-time leading scorer out there showing out like he's still in his early 30s. You can't, there's no way to defend that. The man is almost ageless. You see old players all the time, and you saw what happened to Mike when he came back with the Wizards. When he came back with the Wizards, we were like, who is this guy? This ain't the same Mike I know. Yeah, he's still a fan favorite, but that ain't the Mike I know with that competitive drive, can shoot the fadeaway. But this LeBron can still come down this court in the middle and do the Statue of Liberty like ain't nobody business.
To you, Mike, would you take this team's veteran out of prime players, or you take the 92 teams out of prime players?
Whatever we do.
This team, I ain't even leave it at that. They go to college football. This team.
All right. All right. So this next topic is near and dear to Mike's heart. We have the top Mike's BS list. We've been doing a lot of series this year.
All right, cool.
What college games will make or break some seasons this year? So what we're going to do is we're going to put Mike's typed list on the screen.
Look at this hater.
We're just proud of you.
Great job, bro.
We're proud of you.
Stay out of there, Ryan. Ryan, stay out of there, man. Okay.
You're proud of it. We're proud of you. You know that.
Stay out of this, Ryan. Don't get in there. So we got 15 games as we get ready for this upcoming college football season. We got 15 games that could determine the outcome of the college football playoffs, seeding, who makes it, who may not make it, conference championship, all that. So if you look at this, you look at the top 15 games that I went through that I thought would be the biggest determinant for college football playoff, starting at 15, Utah and Colorado. And I'm going to explain each game. Utah and Colorado, for the simple fact, this could be the game that for Utah that could make or break them having an undefeated season. This could possibly, according to how Colorado comes out, this could possibly be for the Big 12 title. Because the Big 12 does have a part in playing for this national championship. Utah is the presumed favorite in the Big 12. And this game in Colorado in November, it could be a big one. So that's why I got a Big 12 game on here. Number 14, Alabama at Wisconsin. I'm like, y'all think Alabama at Wisconsin? Hey, it's probably going to be a 12 o'clock game in Madison, Wisconsin. Wisconsin, Alabama, every blue moon, they have problem playing on the road. They have problem playing games on the road. This could be a big game for them going into Madison, playing Wisconsin. Wisconsin, from years past, have always been this old physical football team. I think Luke Fickell is trying to have them doing a little bit more spread now. So Alabama, Wisconsin. 13, USC and LSU. Game in Las Vegas. I think this is more of a critical game, and I get y'all input. I think this is more of a critical game for Lane Kiffin, my bad. Lincoln Riley's career than anything. I think this is a game. It's a primetime game. With it being in Las Vegas, it's gonna be a 7:30 game or whatever the case may be. I think this is a big game, but it's also see where USC stand in that Big 10. For LSU, you're trying to make that run in the SEC. This is a big one for you. Then 12, we already know about the Red River Shootout. Texas at Oklahoma. Even though they're in the SEC, they still got some big, it's a lot of riding on this game as well. Number 11, Georgia at Ole Miss. Some people talk about Florida, and I think like Florida State got the worst, the toughest schedule. Bro, Georgia has to go to Alabama, Texas, and Ole Miss. Woo. Like, that is 3 games, and if I'm not mistaken, when the poll come out, I'm willing to bet all 3 of them teams will be in the top 10. I am willing to bet it. That is. Go ahead, cuz.
I see two out of 3 of them games being something. Ole Miss, they never complete to me. They are good, and they, like you said, they'll probably be a top 10 team, but they're never complete to me.
You know why they never complete to you? Because they always been in the SEC West with Alabama, Auburn, and LSU.
No,
They've never been able to get on that hump. They've been, Ole Miss has been the equivalent in the West to what a Kentucky or South Carolina been in the East. They just can't never get over the hump. Ole Miss, I don't think, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think Ole Miss has ever played for SEC championship, had it?
No. I think Mississippi State played before him. I think they
Mississippi
played
State because I don't, when Eric played, I went to the game. They played Tennessee. Mississippi State played. They sure have. So Georgia, Ole Miss, number 10, Oregon at Michigan. Michigan defending national champ. This could be a trap game from Oregon going into Ann Arbor. We'll see if they're really legit. We'll see how legit they are when they go play Michigan up in Ann Arbor. Number 9, Alabama, Oklahoma. It's a game late in November. Once again, it's a game similar to Alabama going to Wisconsin. We'll see what Alabama made of. We'll see what Oklahoma made of at that point right there. Number 8, season opener, Clemson versus Georgia. We're going to see, Dabo, what's up with your Tigers? Are you still in the elite program?
No.
And Georgia? Can you live up to the point spread? Because I'm pretty sure that point spread will probably be, I want to say 10 or 12 points. I don't know for sure, but I guarantee Georgia's going to have a double-digit point spread over Clemson.
I don't think so. I can see 7. I can see 7 just on the name. Just on that right there. That's a 7-point or less point spread.
Georgia in this game, Fade and Ryan, Georgia has to come out in this game for the national people to be, if you want to be considered a new Alabama, Georgia need to come out and beat Clemson like Alabama did USC a couple of years back. That's what Georgia need to do. They need to show the world game 1 what they made of if you want to be one of them programs. Clemson and Florida State. ACC title could be on the line at that game. Florida State trying to go win back-to-back ACC titles. So Clemson and Florida State could be a big game. Alabama, LSU, man, we ain't got to talk about that. We always know that Alabama, LSU games are always big. Number 5, here go that another tough Georgia game. Georgia at Texas. Gonna be a tough one going into Austin and play Texas in front of 100-some thousand people. Kirby Smart gonna really earn his money this year. He really gonna earn his money because since Kirby been there, I have never known Georgia to have a schedule like this. I may be mistaken, but Georgia got a schedule that I mean it's pretty tough here. So number 4, that Texas team again going at Michigan. Texas.
I got Texas.
Yeah, Texas could be out of the national championship race by Halloween because they on here like 3 times. They got to play Oklahoma, they got Michigan, and they got Georgia. They can lose all 3 of them games. Michigan is trying to stay in that national championship picture, so this is a big game. And 9 times out of 10,
they're about to get sanctioned, so that's not a problem. They're gonna quit.
9 times out of 10, this Texas-Michigan game probably gonna be a 12 o'clock game on Fox. So it's gonna be a pretty big game right here. Michigan and Ohio State, we ain't got to talk about that. We know that game is always big. I don't know how big that game could possibly be this year, but it could be one of those games where Michigan could maybe knock Ohio State out the box as far as, maybe going undefeated, a playoff, or whatever the case may be. But them games are always good.
Ohio State got that.
Georgia at Alabama. This game is bigger for Kirby Smart than it is for Kalen DeBoer. And let me explain to you why. If we want to be realistic about it, Kirby's beaten Alabama 1 time. And they beat them in the national championship game, which is true. But Alabama didn't have their 2-star receivers in John Mechie and Jameson Williams. So some people, which I'm not, gonna put an asterisk by it and say, well, you didn't beat Alabama at their best. Injuries are part of the game.
That's
But
right.
this game, Kalen DeBoer, nobody is expecting Alabama to beat Georgia because it's Georgia.
They're gonna lose 4 games this year, Alabama.
Woo, for a game. Good gracious, that's still Alabama now. Let's not get that twisted, man. That's still Alabama. This game is bigger for Kirby to get over that beating the Alabama hump. Now it may be different because Nick Saban ain't gonna be there, but Kellen DeBoer is a good coach, man. He's a really good coach. This dude has won everywhere he been. Everywhere.
I just feel like Alabama has lost a lot. I don't know if I'm on the same train as Fave as far as the number, but I just feel like they lost a lot when Saban decided to go off into the sunset and get on the fishing boat. And that's just, they lost a lot of players. I mean, I'm sure they had some to come. They didn't advertise that as much. But I mean, that was almost a mass exodus. That's the closest thing to a mass exodus that I've ever seen at Alabama. But like I said, the book will that remains to be seen.
Yeah, Georgia, Kirby Smart, he got to get over that Alabama hump. So he got to beat Alabama. If Kirby Smart is going to look worse losing to Alabama than Kalen DeBoer losing to Kirby Smart. It's gonna look bad. It's gonna look real bad. So
I'm gonna tell you what they're gonna say is this: when Georgia does beat Alabama, they're gonna say, "Yeah, all right, they beat him Alabama, but he couldn't beat Nick Saban." That's what they're gonna say.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they're gonna say. But I digress. Go ahead with the number one team, sir. Number one
game this year that I think will have the big outcome is a game early in October, Ohio State and Oregon. Oregon, this is your introduction to Big Ten football. You probably gonna come in the rankings in the top 5. Ohio State gonna be in the top 5. This is probably one of the best games of the season, which last year and previous years, this would have been a big time non-conference game. And the crazy thing about this too, y'all, a lot of these matchups, we could see them again in December in conference championship games. So, floor is yours.
I see why you got the Utah, Colorado number 15. I see why you got that. What's the quarterback at Utah, Mike? Kyle Reising?
Yeah, is he gonna be healthy?
Yeah, they saying he's coming back from injury, and he was, if he would have played last year, I think they would have won a few more games. Alabama, Wisconsin's gonna be tough anyway. Even if Saban was there, that was gonna be a tough game. USC, LSU, I like that matchup. It's in Las Vegas. LSU hands down. Lincoln Riley, get ready for the seat to get a little warm. Texas at Oklahoma, no need to talk about it. Georgia and Ole Miss. I said Ole Miss always seems to be missing something. I know their offense is going to be good, but what do they have on defense? Let me see about that. Oregon and Michigan. Since Harbaugh want to cheat and leave Michigan and leave it in the hands of the interim coach, I'm picking against Michigan every single time. Oregon, Alabama, Oklahoma. That's a good matchup. Thanksgiving weekend. That's a really good matchup. Clemson and Georgia. I got the Dogs. We're gonna see how hot that seat gets for Dabo. Clemson and Florida State, like you said, Mike, could be for the ACC. Alabama, LSU, no need to talk about it. It's so strong every year. Georgia, Texas, welcome to the SEC moment for Texas. We're going to see what happens. Texas, Michigan, got Texas all day long. Can't keep doing folks dirty, Harbaugh. Can't keep doing folks dirty. Ohio State, Michigan, can't keep doing folks dirty, Harbaugh. Can't keep doing folks dirty. Ohio State in that one for me. Georgia, Alabama, like we said, that's going to be a great game. But I think Georgia pulls out then because of the fact that the landscape has just changed so much in the SEC and all over college football. Ohio State.
Hold on. You said Georgia gonna pull out?
Oh yeah, Georgia win.
No, you said Georgia gonna pull out.
Man, I hate Fade, man. I do. I've been hating Fade, man, for probably 25 years. Damn, I hate that dude. I swear to God, man. I don't even say that word. I'm talking about he cut this dude off in mid-sentence, too. Damn, I hate Fade.
Pull the game out. They gonna pull the game out.
Okay. Oh yeah,
October
they gonna play the game with them. Yeah, you're right.
Ohio State, Oregon, man. Ohio State, Oregon. It's gonna be a great game. Welcome to the Big Ten. It's gonna be good, man. I once Michael Atwater, salutes to you, sir. Great list.
Appreciate it, little bro.
Yeah, I see for a lot. Like I said, Alabama losing to Georgia. Alabama losing to LSU. Alabama, they might lose 5 games. Alabama going to lose to Oklahoma, and they're going to lose to Texas. Those are 4 games right there. And I'm going to throw a 5th one in there. I won't be surprised if Wisconsin makes some noise. I won't be surprised.
I can't give you all that for 4 and 5 loss. I can see them losing some games. But 4 and 5 loss, you're going to have them in the Brown Derby Bowl. I ain't fooling with you.
Going to have the Cadillac Bowl. Had them in the Fish Bowl. There's a good list, but of course, this in Stephen A's voice is fluid. The list is fluid as the season goes on. It's fluid, but it's a good start because we know some of the games might change. Your September games and your August 31st games, those are stone cold locks to be games of the week. Now going forward, it's gonna be a little fluid, but it's a good list though. I'll give you an A- on this list, Michael. Very good.
Appreciate it. Thanks, man. That's the highest grade I ever got. I need you to start grading it at Water BS list. That's pretty good, man. Thanks.
It's fluid. Do with me. Do with me, Straw. Do with me. It's fluid.
Thanks, guys.
Fluid. All right, last topic. We're not gonna get to Black Thought because the maestro of the Black Thought is not on with us tonight. Was it NFC North predictions? We're going to jump to the NFL because training camps are getting kicked off. Preseason games are starting on Friday. We have the Bears, Packers, Minnesota Vikings, and the Detroit Lions. Rank those teams right now without seeing anything right now going for this season. Big Straw. Then we go to Mike.
Give me the Lions, the Packers, the Bears, and then the Vikings. And the reason I say that is because I just who is going to throw Justin Jefferson the football that's not Kirk Cousins?
Ronaldo Solomon.
So there it is right there.
What, Mike? What I say?
Nothing. Fact.
What I say? Go ahead, Mike. Rank your foe.
I'm going the same thing with little bro. I'm going the Lions. Well, I might switch mine up. I may go Bears. I'm believing in I'm gonna believe in Chicago Bears and Caleb Williams with all the weapons they got. I like Lions, Bears, Packers, then the Vikings. I'm with that.
I'm gonna go Packers, Lions. I guess I'll go Bears and then Minnesota because I think it's gonna be probably 8. I'm gonna get the over under for Sam Darnold starting games is 8.5 for me.
He's still starting. Good gracious.
He's the starting quarterback for Minnesota right now because JJ McCarthy is raw. He really didn't have to do much in Michigan. He did go 26-1, but he didn't have to make the big throw. He made the big handoff. Keep in mind now when they played Penn State, that second half, they ran the ball 25 times. He didn't throw.
I think Minnesota, when you said Sam Darnold was starting, Minnesota is the definition of desperate. Let me get you. I got these 2 double cheeseburgers.
If I'm Minnesota, if I was Minnesota, I would have tried to trade up to number 3 and try to get Drake May. There you go. You know what? When they go low, you go high.
Right. I'm out. Fame, I'm going, man. I'm out.
Dang. I'm not doing it. Goodbye. Get back.
Oh, right. Fame, I'm gone, man. I'm out, man. I can't take it.
We ain't in the show, right? Dang.
I mean, that's how desperate they was. That's how desperate they was. I mean, Sam Darnold, man. I'm just getting back on topic there.
You're so stupid, man.
They was desperate, bro. I mean, he couldn't even. I mean, he didn't start. I mean, didn't Purdy? Did he get injured or just Purdy just step in and be like, "Give me my team"?
No, that was Jimmy G.
Okay.
Sam Darnold was in Carolina. It was Trey Lance. I know we're veering off, but let me say that about Trey Lance. I think Trey Lance he got Wally pipped. He got Wally pipped in San Francisco. His second year, he should have been starting. He broke his ankle. Then Jimmy G comes in, and then Brock Purdy comes in after Jimmy G gets hurt. Jimmy G could have came back, but Brock was playing very well with that team. So then once he became the starter, Trey got traded for like a 5th round pick. And let me say this: if San Francisco wouldn't have made the Super Bowl last year, I'm gonna take a step further. If San Francisco probably wouldn't have made the playoffs last year, I think you could say Kyle Shanahan could be on the hot seat. I'll be honest with you. I think Kyle Shanahan is on the hot seat now. It's just me. Even though you're on lockstep with John Lynch, I think he's low key on the hot seat.
I can see it.
Well, right with Matt Eberflus, and Eberflus has one more year of his contract, but yet if they don't make the playoffs, you brought all his talent in, which goes back to my question. I know we're still talking about the Bears. Why would you not extend Eberflus at least for one year if you're not going to fire him? Because if they suck this year, he's fired, which means Caleb Williams is going to have a second offensive coordinator in his second year.
That's what they do, though, Faye. That's what they do. That's what makes the Bears a bad organization. That's what they did. This is exactly what they did to Justin Fields. And that's how we end up in Pittsburgh reaping the rewards of having a good quarterback. I'm not going to say great because me and him still do a little beefing, but I want to say a good quarterback to land in Pittsburgh's lap. He had too many coaches in that period of time he was there. There's that's what I'm saying. There's nothing solidified there. So you're gonna take this guy, make him the number 1 pick, prototypical size, good arm, and you finna do him the same way. Okay.
Yeah, I think the Packers gonna win the division. Cuzzo finally coming on the show. I look like a 49-year-old first, but man, y'all ain't get out of here.
I'm out.
Franco.
I'm out. I ain't fooling Anto. I'm out, man. Y'all have a good night.
Dang.
I'm out. Y'all have a good night, man.
On that note, we have on that note, we want to thank you for watching the Fort Valley Boys show. We're gonna catch y'all next week. If we do have a show on Sunday, Pulp Fiction will be the movie. I got through half the movie. I still got an hour left. So,
you never watched Pulp Fiction before?
Yeah, I watched it before. It's just 2.5 hours. My attention span is not what it used to be. I need breaks.
While you're doing it, see how desperate. Go watch Minnesota side to see how desperate them Minnesota Vikings were. So we got 2 double cheeseburgers.
My fave.
Okay, we go. We out.
All right, bro. Be safe.
All right.